guys, welcome to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Midday Market Mood Check with me, Nandita Khemka, and my colleague Yatin Mota. Well, Yatin, after a long weekend, it's a truncated week. We've started the week on a positive note, but
Correct.
No fireworks when it comes to the
Absolutely.
benchmark indices. But there are plenty of individual movers in trade. We have Adani Group stocks; they are like on fire, anywhere between 10 to 15% kind of gains when it comes to the whole bunch of Adani Group of stocks. We'll be talking about that. But if you look at the benchmark indices, they are just about managing to hold on to that 19,800 mark. We haven't really seen the index taking any kind of direction. But this week is a very data heavy week. We have US GDP data, India GDP data. We have a few listings as well, and we have the exit polls. The state poll results will be coming out on the 3rd of December. Perhaps that could provide some bit of direction to the markets. So a very heavy week, even though it's a truncated one. Look at the mid and small cap indices. They are holding out in the green. Remember, in the month of November, both the mid and small cap indices have gained somewhere around 8% or thereabouts, outperforming the benchmark indices. Sectorally today, metals and energy, these are the flavors in the market today. Not doing well, IT and FMCG, once again under the weather. If you talk about the Nifty gainers, as I mentioned, Adani Group of stocks on fire, BPCL on the back of an HSBC upgrade, Tata Motors ahead of the Tata Tech IPO allotment. Remember, 10% of the Tata Tech IPO was reserved for Tata Motors shareholders. Ahead of that, stock has hit a fresh high. You have Ultratech Cement, Hindalco among the gainers. On the losing end, Aisha Motors, SBI Life, Apollo Hospitals, Reliance Industries under a spot of bother today, HCL Tech. But Yatin, what's happening with the Adani Group of stocks? We have seen double-digit gains coming in on some of these names.
In fact, as we speak, Nandita, Adani Total Gas, that stock is up 20%. Adani Transmission is up 18%. Adani Green 14%. Adani Power 14%. Adani Enterprises and Adani Ports up anywhere between 8 to 10%. So yes, it's a day of Adani Group of stocks. Strong market capitalization gains, and this is probably after the Supreme Court comments, observations, and the Hindenburg and Adani case, in which the Supreme Court has reserved the order, and probably the market was anticipating some bit of delay. But after the announcement of reservation of order, I think the street is now factoring in, the hangover of this entire saga will move off, with whatever the outcome is. So I think the street is now focusing more on that growth path, and the Hindenburg report is probably behind us. So I think the entire group is doing well. Apart from that, Adani Wilmar is also up 10%. NDTV is also up 10%. So entire group has witnessed some strong, buying in trade today.
That's correct. Of course, aside of Adani Group shares, what's doing well is BSE. Jeffries has initiated a buy call, a target price I think it sees an upside of 24% on the stock. The stock has already given multifold returns over the last few days. Of course, it had come under a fair bit of profit booking, but of course, the fact that it is looking to wrench market share, from NSE when it comes to derivative products. There's a very good report by Jeffries saying that it could perhaps see an earnings jump of 150% for the current fiscal, and thereafter 100% earnings growth over next 2 financial years. So that's a very positive report coming in. BSE up 5%. Also MCX, Yatin, that stock is up somewhere around 5-6% or thereabouts, has hit a fresh high today. They have in fact invited applications for the CEO post. So on the back of that, this stock is doing well. Paytm, not much reaction on the stock price, but Berkshire Hathaway has exited stake. And I was talking to Ashutosh Mishra of Ashika Stockbroking in the morning, and he said that these investor exits would continue to be an overhang. But of course, we know that it has been included in the HSBC Global Standard Index, so there could be some bit of inflows coming in by way of that inclusion as well. So mixed news flow around Paytm, but stock has been holding up thus far. Aside of that, Yatin, what are you spotting in the mid cap?
So the entire oil marketing pack is active once again. HPCL up 6%, BPCL, IOC, they declared a dividend, and we have companies like Chennai Petro also doing well. So the entire oil marketing pack is doing quite strong. What's not doing well is the new age stocks again. Honasa Consumer, that stock is down 7%. Nykaa is down 3%. Devyani is down 2%. So a lot of these mid caps are witnessing some profit taking. Raymond, that is one stock under controversy. And despite the assurance from Gautam Singhania that it will be business as normal at Raymond's, probably the market is feeling the heat of a probable settlement in the family. And probably that could mean some supply on the shares. That is what the market is feeling, and hence the stock is down 5%. Chola Holdings down 4%. Mastec is witnessing some profit taking down 4%. But Nandita, the entire insurance space, the
Yeah,
PSU insurance
extending
space
gains,
doing well.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is extending gains. So we have the likes of LIC, New India Assurance, GIC Ray, all of these stocks doing well in trade, up anywhere between 5 to 10%.
I think New India Assurance also has a meeting with analysts and institutional investors tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think ahead of that also it's buzzing, and given the fact that Q2 wasn't really all that great for some of these PSU insurers, at least New India Assurance has said that it could expect improvement here on when it comes to the earnings trajectory. But I think aside of that, I also want to mention Yatin Rupee has hit a fresh record low as we speak. So that's also one thing that the markets are really watching out for. But aside of that, I think in the second half, we'll see whether we can hold on to that 19,800 mark or not. No big move coming in, at least today. But as the week progresses and as we get more and more data to digest, we'll see which direction really the market is heading from here. But aside of that, I think it's a wrap on this midday market mood check. Thanks a lot for tuning in. From me and Yatin, goodbye, and stay tuned to Money Control for all your other news and updates.